Beginning, it started with Madrasatul Ulum, and then it sprang up to the level of the college, and then in 1920 it became the university. Now this Aligarh Muslim University, that's why I'm calling it, is not artificial, it is not mechanical, and it is more organic and natural. I'm just stopping it here because my chief guest is coming, Mr. Shahnawaz Karim Khan. He is welcoming with good evening. Teaching, education and tarbiyat, for which this institution is known, and this institution has inherited from the founders, their followers and their students who were deeply concerned with the community tradition and cultural pattern. This institution became the first academy in the world to develop through private fundings and endowments offered by the friends. The point is that this AMU is the first development of the real indigenous Indian NGO. It was not created by the fund of the government. This is the beauty, this is the purity, and this is the... But this university was funded by the private fundings, by endowments, making some donations, and also by the sweats and labor, and also by the donation by the beggars, by the laborers, by poor people and by the rich people, by Muslims and by Hindus, and also by the Christians and British. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's effort to build this academy was supported by Muslim intellectuals, scholars, ulama, and distinguished friends from other sects and religions. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born on 17 October 1817 in Delhi and died on 27th March 1898 in Aligarh. He expected this academy to educate more Muslims in particular because they had become educationally backward and were excluded from employment in the government job due to the new system of education imposed by the colonial rulers and biased colonial policies, particularly after 1857. Let me tell you also that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he was basically a bridge, a channel, a connection between British and Muslims, between Muslims and Hindus, between Sunnis and Shia. And he was friend of all. He was friend of the British. He had good friends among Hindus. He had good friends among Shia. For example, the Sir Aga Khan, he was a Shia, but he was a good friend of this university, and he basically played the role for collecting about 33 lakh for this university and to make this university. So he was such a good connection, and I think that he is more relevant today. Aligarh Muslim University is also known for its magnificent buildings, where modernity, tradition, education, tarbiyat, knowledge, learning, and different cultures and different groups coexist. Gothic Islamic structures of the old buildings of Aligarh Muslim University represents Sir Syed's spirit of tolerance and appreciation of Oxford and Cambridge pattern of education. Aligarh Muslim University is also mentioned in the entry 963 of the Union List, which is the part of the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution. This place, which is known as Sir Syed North, it is basically the backyard. You will find the grave of both son and father, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and his son Justice Syed Mahmud on our part. And this is basically, it is known as Syed Mahmud Court. And the south is known as Sir Syed Court. So Sir Syed Court and Syed Mahmud Court, and we are in the Sir Syed Mahmud Court. And Justice Syed Mahmud was a very, highly educated, highly intellectual, highly genius legal personality in the country, but he died very young. And he also contributed to the building of this building and mosque. Justice Syed Mahmud was born in 1850, studied in Muradabad, Ghazipur, and Aligarh, all cities to which his father had been posted as a member of Indian Civil Service. He also studied in the Government College in Delhi and at the Queen's College in Banaras before passing his matriculation at the University of Calcutta in 1868. He then received a scholarship from British government in India to study in England. In 1869, he was admitted to Lankan Sen, and then his educational and professional life followed. Sayyid Mahmud was active in educational ventures outside this Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College as well, other than what he was contributing to the legal field, because he was also a justice in the Allahabad High Court. During the Ripan administration, he was appointed as one of the commissioners of the 1882 Education Commission, investigating the state of education in India. He was also Sayyid Mahmud was also active participant in the All India Mohammedan Educational Conference, delivering a series of lectures on the history of English education in India during the annual meeting of 1893 and 1894. Sir Syed Hall North is also known as Syed Mahmud Fort, which is the heart of the university. To begin with, it has initially served as the campus of Mao College, and all the departments such as Faculty of Law, Commerce, Social Science and Arts, etc. operated from the premise here. Sir Syed Hall North has the privilege of being the first hostel of the historians like Muhammad Habib, geographers, S.M. Shafi and other prominent personalities. Till 1984, Sir Syed Hall was one, but after 1984, it was divided into North and South. Then I have written about the structure of the room and the buildings, etc., etc. So this is all about the Sir Syed Hall and AMU University. I will tell you something about where are we now. And then I will introduce the guest and I will say thanks and then I'll finish. In fact, we are in 2016, we are in a very critical moment. How to define this critical moment is very difficult. Something should be left undefined. There are certain political forces in the country which seem to be very powerful, which seem to be very friendly, but at the same time, there are also challenges to the peaceful structure and the peaceful nature of the society at present. So I feel that India is passing through a very critical juncture. It is at the crossroad of globalization. It is at the crossroad of synchronization. It is at the crossroad of violence. And it is at the crossroad of selfishness. All these are evils. All these are the virus for the human beings at present. Now in this situation, the students of the Aligarh Muslim University, they are challenged by four types of forces. Not only from the unemployment, but also from the global challenges, this globalization, this violence, this synchronization, etc. So in the midst of this crisis, you have to work hard. I worked hard as a provost in this hall. And that's why you had the improved food at present today, unparalleled to any hall's food and meat. Of course, everything happens with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah says to work hard. Sir Syed worked hard, we have to work hard. We have to be competitive. We have to be competing force. We have to use our day and night. We have not to spend and waste our time on mobile phones, on dhaba, on gutkas. on all these things which will spoil your life, because every day competition is going very high. Every day education is becoming very costly. Every day things are becoming very high-tech, and when things become very high-tech, it becomes a very big challenge for the backward community which are Muslims today at present in India. If education becomes very costly, our boys and girls cannot get education because of the cost of education. But education is available everywhere, but it's very costly. So that's why I'm saying that the opportunity that you have is very limited. Life itself is very short. Things are going very fast. Everywhere you have challenges, from home to university, to the country, to the world. So you have to work hard. You have to become very valuable element. That even some people who do not want you to give employment, they should be compelled psychologically to give you employment. That should be the quality with you. Because if anyone purchases or buys aloo or potato and tomato, they also see the good quality. You have to be the best among the best. Only then you can survive and you can have a dignified life. Now let me come to give a welcome address to our guests here at present. First of all, I will give an introduction of